Hello, today is December 28th. Welcome to Creative Marketing Guru blog. Today we're talking about companies who do not have a website and companies who have a horrendously horrible, outdated website. Now, I've heard a lot of excuses as to why companies do not have a website, and they're all bogus. You have to have a website. It's 2011, people. If you don't have a website, it's just such a bad reflection on your business, period. Now, if you're a very small business with only one person, you have to have a website. I hear that a lot. Now, if you're an incredibly low-tech company who sells like yarn or something, you still have to have a website. There's really no excuse to get around it. I'm going to be talking about creating a very, very simple website in a later post, but today we're really going to focus on the importance of having a website and the reasons why it's so important. I've boiled it down to three main reasons. Number one, Generation X and Generation Y really depend on the web more than ever before for making purchase decisions. As a whole, they search for information online prior to even visiting a brick and mortar store. It's just more convenient for them. Generation X, okay, a little flashback to Marketing 101 here. They're people that are born in the early 1960s all the way up to the late 1970s. And depending on which book you read or which site you get your information from, those dates change. But basically, Generation X uses the internet to take care of business. Okay, so we're talking online banking, we're talking purchasing products, and researching for services. Yeah, these people are doing this online. It's pretty cool. Generation Y, people born in the early 80s all the way up through 2000, okay, these people, forget about it. They grew up with the internet. They've been using it since like third grade. So they definitely need something to visit online before they consider doing business with you. Now, Generation X and Y are very lucrative demos. They're the business people of today. It's people that are 20 years old all the way up to 50 years old. Now, as the baby boomers retire, they're going to make up more and more of the market that has purchasing power. There is a really cool story from USA Today that talks about generational use of the internet. I'll put the link at the bottom of this, but definitely check it out. It's really cool. So people that are born in the 60s all the way up to 2000, they're depending on internet search as a means for doing research for purchasing products. If you're not on the web, you may as well not exist, which brings me to my next point. Number two. Potential clients and customers utilize the web to spy. That's right, spy. Spy on you. A colleague of mine in Lakes Region Young Professionals likes to say, you go to a website to peek in the windows of a business without having to go inside. And he's absolutely correct. I love that analogy. People use websites as a way of checking out your business. They may have driven by or heard about it from a friend, but your website allows them to peek in your windows. And by setting up a professional site, you're able to stage your business to determine what they're going to see when they peek inside. If you don't have a web presence, your chance of making a first impression will be lost on these people that are searching for you. So you might be saying, yeah, I have a website, I'm all set. This brings me to number three. For businesses who have an extremely outdated website, this is just as bad as not having a website at all. I want to let that sink in for a second. If your business developed a website in 1996 all the way through maybe 2002, your website is probably outdated. I'm not saying 100% of the time, but most that I've seen. The web has changed a lot since then, and there's new standards for creating web pages and having them render correctly in browsers. Now, there's so many more browsers now, even compared to 1996. So, if I visit your site, say you do taxes, I visit your site, and it does not render correctly in my browser. There's broken links. There's outdated news. There's no way I'm going to want you to do my taxes. It's just too important. To somebody that's in Generation X or Generation Y, they're good at looking at websites now. They have a certain standard for what they want to see. And if it looks like you don't have a good website, it looks like you're not a good business person. So If your website is too much to handle, if you're letting it go out of date and you just can't keep up with it, then just downgrade. It's totally fine to do that. It's better to have one page on the internet with a couple updated photos, a nice logo, your office hours, etc., than having a 30-page website with outdated everything. Now, the bottom line, as of this Saturday, it's 2011, people. Any small business doing business in 2011 should have a website. They must have a website. It can be simple. It can be a single page, but it must be professional and you must have a presence on the World Wide Web.